So, yeah, I woke up this morning and I take a look at my computer and this is what I see. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I don't exactly know how to respond to this, but this is probably the most ridiculous thing that has ever happened to me in Minecraft. Definitely the most ridiculous thing. If you guys do not know, if if a villager gets struck by lightning, they turn into a witch. Yeah, there was a storm last night. I honestly have no idea how to respond to this. Like, I'm like almost out of villagers. Well, I mean, like I went AFK for villagers overnight, and I have quite a bit of them in there. But I mean, yeah. So I'm not sure if like they were all grouped up and one lightning hit them, or it was several lightnings hitting the top of this. But I have a bunch of witches now. Honestly, I can't be mad because this is ridiculous. Like if you guys, okay, here's what I want. I want Vikkstar123 to see this because he had probably the most ridiculous time in HTM. Out of everybody on that server, like from Houdini, the villager who escaped, to Bob Jr. And like hey, his like TNT redstone door that didn't last very long. But this is the most ridiculous. I think this tops anything that happened to Vikk in his 130 whatever episodes of HTM. I just go AFK over one night, and I come back to all my villagers being witches. This is actually absurd. Like, oh my gosh, the lag in here. Oh boy. Yeah, I was expecting zombies to be in here, but they can't get to these villagers. Okay, so none of these guys got struck by lightning. I'm pretty sure they can't because the roof is a little bit higher up. But, I mean, this is honestly the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Okay, so I also had this idea. Can you make a witch farm out of this? Just curious, because if you have like several of these platforms, like very close together in a line, right? And what you have is you have a bunch of villagers, farming at each one, and every like 3 minutes, water flows down and pushes all the. You have iron golems in there as well, and you have no roof, and it's completely secured, all lit up, so no zombies can spawn in there, but the lightning can reach in there. And what you have is you have a little AFK spot that you go in, and water will flow down through all these levels of, like, there would be like 5 of them, and there'd be iron golems, and water will flow down there every like 5 or so minutes and picks up all the items and brings it down. So these guys will be breeding on their own, right? And they would replant the potatoes as well. Water would flow down, push all the items from the iron golems killing these guys down into hoppers or something like that, because I'm not sure if you can have hoppers under this and the hoppers will pick it up. I'll definitely do some testing, because if you can make a witch farm out of this, that'd be definitely interesting. But it probably won't be as effective, because then you need it to be a lightning storm, and it needs to hit them, which is a pretty rare chance in itself. But I feel like this is what happened. Like, a group of villagers were crowded in here, and one lightning bolt struck and just turned them all into witches. Yeah, so I got some cleaning up to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because they're gonna poison my villagers, and it's just gonna be rip. Oh gosh. Like I said, I can't even be mad that this happened. Like, oh my god, they're all witches. Like, well, I got some sorting of villagers and some killing of witches to do, so that'll be a very short mini episode of Infinity SMP, and I want Vikkstar123 to see this, because this is actually insane. So to Vic, I ask you to top that, beat that man. There's no way anything more ridiculous happened to you than this. Like, this is actually absurd. Like, my villagers are witches now because of lightning. So this also gives me an idea that in the next few episodes, I'm going to be making a charged creeper farm. And I'm going to be getting some mob heads, because I do have that full set of blast protection 4 armor. Sorry about the background noise. I have a bird in my room. But I do have that blast protection armor, so I could work with charged creepers, which would be pretty fun for a future episode, because if you do not know, if a creeper gets hit by lightning, they turn into a charged creeper, they blow up a mob, and you get their head. And same with villagers, if they get struck by lightning, well, they turn into witches. So that'll be a very short episode. This is actually ridiculous, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a later episode. But yeah, that happened.